German perfect tense, das Perfekt. In today's video, I will explain you when to use and how to form the German perfect tense. And of course, I will also show you when do you have to use haben and when you have to use sein. Hi, my name is Jan and I'm your German teacher here on EasyDeutsch, your YouTube channel for German grammar. Today's video is all about the German perfect tense, das Perfekt. The use and the construction of the German perfect tense is fairly similar to its English equivalent. So in order to show you how it's done, we will switch now into my ebook, German Grammar Explained Easily. We're here now in my ebook, German Grammar Explained Easily. Let's go to today's topic, perfect tense. Oops, a little bit too far. There we go. The German perfect tense. First thing that you have to know is that there are two different tenses for the past in German. There is the so-called Präteritum, which is more or less equal to the simple past tense in English, and there is the perfect, which is pretty much the perfect tense in English as well. Before we come to the differences here, let's have an example look at the regular sentence in present tense. Ich habe ein Auto, I have a car. Now perfect tense, ich habe ein Auto gehabt, so I have had a car. And Präteritum, ich hatte ein Auto, so I had a car. So that you have the overview and a quick reminder what is perfect in English for you. Because how we create it is quite similar. The use is different between German and English, but don't worry, it's actually a way easier in German compared to English. So let's have a look at a few more examples. Der Junge hat Fußball gespielt, so the boy has played football. Er hat Urlaub gemacht. He had, word by word, he has done holidays. Wir sind heute mit dem Zug gefahren. We have rode the train today. Those are word by word translations. There you can already see, in English you wouldn't say it like this. That's why the use is a bit different. Before we come to the use, let's have a look how we actually form the perfect tense in German. We do this pretty much the same like in English. We have an auxiliary verb plus the past participle called Partizip 2 in German. So we have either to be or have, haben, as auxiliary verb. The conjugation of to be and to have you should know by now. So we just combine it with the partizip 2, past participle of the verb in English. If you don't know what's the past participle, Partizip 2, there is a video for you that I will link for you here in the info cards, where I will explain how to create the past participle Partizip 2 in German. And when do we use it with sein and when with haben? Let's have a look at the construction with sein. We always use sein as auxiliary verb if there is a change of location of the subject. Pay attention there. It must be a change of location of the subject. So, ich bin mit dem Bus gefahren. So, I took the bus. I have rode the bus. Here, I am the subject. So, I am moving from A to B with the bus. Du bist nach Hause gegangen. You went home. You have gone home. Word by word. And here it is also a movement from wherever I have been to my home. There must be a movement from A to B. So I'll give you 2 examples where we have movement, but we do not have movement from A to B. So, du hast mit Martina getanzt. So you have been dancing with Martina. Here we have a movement, but dancing is no movement with direction. So there is no movement from A to B. Probably we end up at the exact same spot at the end when we're done dancing. So that's why we use haben here as auxiliary verb. And attention, ich habe Marco zum Flughafen gefahren. So I brought Marco to the airport, or I have given Marco a ride to the airport. I have driven Marco to the airport, word by verb. I am the subject, it's not Marco. Marco had a movement from A to B, from where he was to the airport, but I only gave him a ride there, which means I will go back to my place afterwards. So I have no movement from A to B until I finish this action, and this action is finished when I am back there. So the subject is me, I came back, so I have no movement from A to B. That's why we have haben here, despite fahren is technically always a movement with change of location, but this is the rare case where we use verb of movement, but the subject is actually not moving because the subject moved another person, but is coming back him or herself at the end. This just to make it obvious for you. This is actually, you need this even on basic levels, but just for your understanding, it has to be the subject that moves. But in 9 out of 10 sentences that you will encounter even more, you will not have to question this. It will be the subject that moves. The second use of to be as auxiliary verb, sein, is a change of condition or status. Again, here it's also meant this change of condition or status of the subject. Here it's actually more important that you pay attention to this, because here often the status of the object can change, but the subject hasn't changed, and then it's still haben, but the subject has to change. And not a nice one, but one of a very good example here that makes it very obvious. Ist 1986 gestorben. So he has died 1986. That's obviously a change of from being alive to being dead. Einschlafen, to fall asleep. Du bist zeitig eingeschlafen. You fell asleep early. That's a change from awake to sleep. Where you have to pay attention, or not really, but it just makes it very easy, are the verbs sein, werden, and bleiben. They always use the auxiliary verb sein. So sein obviously likes itself, so it uses itself as auxiliary verb. Ich bin in Deutschland gewesen. I've been to Germany. Werden is technically a version of sein. Ist ein Lehrer geworden. So here it's again, sein likes to use itself. And wir sind zu Hause geblieben. We stayed at home. Here we actually do not have a change of position, a movement from A to B, or a change of condition or status, but bleiben is just in love with sein. So it uses sein, and werden it's actually just according to the rule. It's always a change of status. Hier ist Lehrer geworden. So he became a teacher from nothing to becoming a teacher. It's a change of status. But just keep in mind, werden always used to be. There you do not actually have to think about anything else. So let's have a look at the construction with haben. And that's pretty much everything else. So when we do not have the change of status or condition, nor a movement from A to B, nor one of those verbs, then we use haben. And furthermore, we use haben regardless of change of state or location for all true reflexible verbs. Let's have a look at a few examples. Sie hat Essen gekocht, so she has cooked food. There is no change of location or change of status or condition whatsoever, so normal haben. Hat sich auf den Film gefreut, so he has been looking forward to the movie. Here it's a reflexive verb, but it's also no change of state, location whatsoever. So that's fine anyway, but pay attention here. Max hat sich in Anna verliebt. So Max fell in love or has been falling in love, word by word, with Anna. That's a change of state from not being in love to being in love. But sich verlieben, so to fall in love, is a true reflexive verb. So there we discard that rule of change of state. If it's true reflexive verb, we always use haben as a auxiliary verb. Pay attention here. True reflexive verb means it's always reflexive. It's not just used in a reflexive way. What's the difference there? Please check out my video, my lesson about that I will link for you in the info cards. Short version of it. True reflexive verb is reflexive at all time. There is no way that you can use this in a non-reflexive way, and the regular reflexive verb is just used in a reflexive way. It means you can use it with reference to the object and not just the subject like true reflexive verbs. For more details about that, check out the video that I link for you in the info cards. Let's have a quick look also at the word order. It's the regular word order for two verbs in the sentence. So the auxiliary verb goes position 2, and the main verb, the participle, the past participle, Partizip 2, here goes to the very end of the sentence. And yes, no question. We have the auxiliary verb first position, Partizip 2 stays at the end, and in a subordinate clause, we have it here in this way at the end of the clause, and here it's the same auxiliary verb goes to the very end of the clause. That's just a regular way for two verbs in one sentence in German. So if you've seen that the first time here, please check out my playlist with the German sentence structure, Satzbau. There you will get more details on German word order. You probably already know that there is more than one past tense in German. At the beginning of the video I mentioned it, so there is a second past tense apart from the perfect tense. It's called Präteritum in German. I've made a separate video just about the Präteritum and another one where I explain to you what's actually different in use. So when do we use Präteritum and when do we use the perfect tense in German language? Because here you have to pay attention. That's quite different from English, but in a good way. We always use it the easy way. So whatever is easier, that's exactly what we use. I linked this video in the final cards here of the video, but also in the video description for you. And if you liked this video, I hope I've earned your subscription and the like for this video. That's a great support for me. If you like this video, maybe share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. If you want to get notifications about upcoming new videos, don't forget to activate notifications with the little bell icon. Also, if you want to support me even further, you can purchase the ebook that you just saw. There's a link in the video description, and I have actually 10 different books and ebooks for you to buy and support me and my channel. Half of them are explanations about all topics of German grammar. The other half is exercises so that you can actually practice everything you've just learned here. So I hope I will see you again in one of my other videos, and until then, viel Spaß und Erfolg beim Deutschland.